Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Ooh, welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by SeatGeek. This is episode 446. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin. I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the party. Welcome back to where it happens. Welcome back to your favorite Sunday night nightcap for any of those in the live, which I appreciate personally.
Always love the live.
Big fan of that.
Big fan of our new countdown song.
I like actually the first one, honestly.
What do you mean the first one?
The very first one we had. It got me hyped. This one.
Yeah. All right, good talk. I was gonna hype it up a little bit because I hadn't listened to it because I bought it like 5 minutes ago.
Was it expensive, by the way? It
was $5, by the way.
Whoa! All right, I like it. I
was a big fan.
That's absurd.
We're gonna talk some music this episode, huh? How about it? We're gonna talk a little Jose Iglesias. But wanted to get your thoughts on here. This is a safe space. You can be honest with me. You can give me some constructive criticism.
Okay.
What were your thoughts on my impromptu MLB Lifetime Pass video?
I'm a big fan. I
do we like this style of video?
I think we do.
We like this kind of content.
Just scrolling through, you know what I mean? Just getting knowledge. Sometimes there's baseball knowledge out there that people don't know. People forget about. So I like it.
I was only able to, I counted because I was curious how many sentences I was able to get in there. I think it was a total of 6 sentences for like 45 seconds. So I wasn't able to fit, unfortunately, every detail that I wanted to in there. But I learned a lot about that, and if you don't know what we're talking about, the video's on our socials. But it's basically this lifetime pass that you get if you're like a player manager, like if you're in the game for, what did I say, 10 years, 8 years?
Sure.
8 years. And then if you're in the front office I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but if you're like a front office executive, it's like 25 years, you get this pass that entitles you to go to any game you want for the rest of your life. I learned a lot about that pass that I didn't previously know. I was aware of the significance of it, but some of the things I was learning, like in the video, I mentioned that President Theodore Roosevelt was the first guy to.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm literally spoiling the whole video, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Learned that he was the first guy to ever get the pass, but in my research found out that he never once used it.
What?
Because apparently there was like a rocky relationship between him and baseball, and I think that I'd have to look more into it, but I think the league was trying to get him on board with the game and all of that, and so they offered this to him as like a token of appreciation for, leading the country, I guess. And he was like, thanks, but I'm good. I don't need it.
He was a man's man. And maybe just he thought it was just a little silly boys game. Wasn't interested.
He was too busy able to be hemming his mustache.
Down? Think you can pass that down? Put it in the will?
I think you can.
And do you get, you didn't say this in the video, I don't think. Is it you plus one or is it just you?
I mean, we're completely spoiling everything in the video, but I did mention that it's the pass earns you entry for yourself as the card holder and a plus one. That's for the duration of the pass.
That's big time. That's huge. I need to get one of those somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how we would do it.
Probably got to stop talking trash on the commissioner.
Or we talk more trash about the commissioner And similar to the Theodore Roosevelt situation, they go, hey, here's our olive branch. Consider this a gift from Major League Baseball to the boys of the 3-0 take.
Okay. Project Burn Down Manfred back on.
Maybe not literally, but as a covert operation name.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. Another thing I learned, and then we'll get on to current events. Another thing I learned was that apparently all of the Iranian hostages, or the Iran hostages, got a pass.
Oh.
As just like a, hey, so sorry, like that you all had to experience what you experienced. This in no way, shape, or form is going to make up for like what took place, but like just consider this
soften the blow a little bit.
A small gift. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And that falls in line with what I was talking about with the case by case scenario.
Sure.
Because a lot of people in the comments, the engagement was great. I'm glad that people were taking some things away from the video, but a lot of people were like, yeah, my such and such, like on TikTok, I think somebody said like my uncle got one, and
yeah,
I think they said like somebody said they knew an umpire that got one. So there's all sorts of these passes floating around for different types of people in the game, but
there's like a
very interesting story.
There's like a slightly psychotic thought that I have sometimes when we fly, that I'm like, you know, maybe if like a little something happened, you know what I mean? We're like, we had to take like a somewhat of a rough landing. Everyone stays okay, but like somewhat of a rough landing where I get to fly free for the rest of my life. Like just a small thing, just like a small.
Like maybe we come in on one wheel instead of two. Yeah. Like, everybody's fine.
A little slidey going, enough for like the masks to drop down, but no one gets hurt. You know what I mean? And then Nate gets to fly free for the rest of his life. That's if you haven't had that thought, I think you will now.
That's an intrusive thought that I think we've all had at one point.
Like,
we can all relate to.
Willing to sacrifice that a little bit. I'll poop my pants a little bit for some scary landing and free flights for the rest of my life.
For a reward. Speaking of rewards, can we just make the official? I mean, the announcement's already been made, but can we make the official announcement on this program about our live stream?
The program?
On this program? About our live stream coming up. Home Run Derby live stream. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, consider this your official invitation. You are cordially invited to join us Monday, July 15th. Yep, sure. That's correct.
Yep.
July 15th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Let me confirm that too.
You know what's really great? Right. You know what's really great?
Yep, 8 p.m. Eastern. What's great?
You still have to wear that.
I absolutely do not. This is not
All-Star Game. I said All-Star Game.
Yeah, every episode. That's not an episode. I've already thought about this.
I don't know. I think the chat needs to let this one eat a little bit.
I don't care what the chat says.
Hey.
I don't care what the chat says.
I think
I'm
that's
not wearing
the case.
This. No.
I think that's the case.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not
matching green shorts.
No, I'm not wearing this. The deal was every episode from dating back to whenever we started this shenanigan to the All-Star Game, every episode. That's a live stream. Doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not wearing it. But anyway, the Home Run Derby live stream, as I mentioned, we'll be hanging out, watching some freaking moon bombs. We'll be doing some giveaways. We're already spitballing a little bit about that, what that's going to look like. Maybe give away some cash, give away some merch, like some All-Star merch.
Maybe game-used uniform.
Maybe you could be the proud owner of the Oakland A's gold polo and green visor worn by yours truly, Kyle Corwin.
You look good as a visor guy.
Thank you. It's gonna be a good time. We won't be able to do a live stream for the All-Star Game because we will be out of town. So I think it works out best anyway because, well, I mean, I think the All-Star game or the home run derby rather is just a tad more exciting anyway. But we got some news mere minutes ago that they're switching up the format. And I got to say, I think you and I are both on the same page here.
Huge fan.
They kind of caught a dub here.
Yeah.
For being honest.
I'm a huge fan. It's like a blend. It like brought back a little old school style.
I am excited. We got, let me see here. So it's no longer hitter against hitter. It's no longer the head-to-head matchups as we've known them to be for some time.
Which is good because sometimes guys need to just, not have to deal with like dominance. Like it's funny when you in the first round you could get like a crazy matchup and the guy ends up hitting like 22 and is probably has the second or third most out of anybody, but he loses to the guy that hits 24.
Right.
So changes things up.
So we no longer have the head-to-head matchups in the first round. The 8 players will compete against each other with the top 4 leading home run hitters advancing to the semis.
Yeah.
Players are also limited to 3 minutes or 40 pitches, whichever comes first. And then the part that you and I like, the bonus time for each hitter will no longer be clocked. Instead, the hitter will continue until he's made 3 outs, a swing that generates a result other than a home run.
Counts as an out.
So it says this change will allow for an unlimited number of home runs in the bonus round, meaning that a hitter who is behind will always have a chance to make up a deficit, which I love because nobody wants to sit there and watch a guy like for the last minute and a half, watch the time tick down and he's down like 64 home runs. Nobody wants to watch that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like
if
this.
we get like that Josh Hamilton round of a ridiculous amount of nukes to come back and win it, that'd be sick. And I think there was one other thing where it was like if they hit a ball over 425, they get a fourth bonus out.
Yep.
So I think that used to be 440 for whatever the bonus was before.
I think it was.
It was like 2 balls over 440. You got the bonus time. So
which was ended up being like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If I recall.
Yeah, something like that.
Ties are broken by the longest. Well, this is for the first round. Ties are broken by the longest home run in the round. For the semifinals, it's bracket style, 3 versus 2, 4 versus 1, based on the first round home run totals, and then the finals, the top 2 will face off against one another.
Yeah.
The final, a big fan. The finals, you get a 2-minute round. Or I'm guessing this is whichever comes first. 2-minute round, 27 pitches. You get 1 timeout. Same bonus rules apply.
Yeah.
I love this.
I love it because I don't think we have to deal with like the end of, it was always the end of the round that got me. It was like the last 10 seconds where the guy needed 2 more and he's just hacking and the camera's just like going back and forth and you're like, and then the umpire's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he's like, go, whoa, whoa. And then that kid died in the outfield last time. You remember that? Because like it was the old trick where one was up in the air and then he got smoked by a line drive. No one wants to talk about those. But I'm a big fan of this. I love that there's like the pitch limit too. It gets more into like the quality of the BP thrower. Like this is a big deal.
And just quality in general. Like I was in the little bit that I was reading before we hopped on after this was announced. A lot of the consensus was that this was aimed, or this change was made in an effort to slow things down because it was getting too erratic, too chaotic as the clock ticked down for its final seconds of each round, and guys are trying to make up the difference and very clearly not abiding by the whole like let it land rule.
No.
Which just led to people questioning like this doesn't even count. Like we're already talking about an exhibition event anyway, but it's like, can we just at least follow like the few rules that do exist for this thing so we can at least like have the rightful
this was something that I didn't even like have on my checklist of things to fix, but I'm glad it got fixed.
You know, good for if this is an MLB initiative, tip of the cap. Like I don't know who to credit here. I haven't read who exactly is behind, who the architect is behind revamping the home run derby system, but credit to whoever did it, because I mean, let's be honest, with this live stream that you and I are doing, we're going to be watching anyway. It's not like we're trying to boycott the home run derby. To your point, like this wasn't really on our radar, but it's one of those pleasant surprises. Like, oh, hey, they're making some changes.
Correct.
They're making these changes for the better. The product is going to be better. I love it. I'm glad we're going to see a slower product, and I think in doing so, as I mentioned, you're going to increase the quality of the product, and you're going to see, hopefully, maybe some longer home runs than you might usually see when guys are just hacking, trying to do everything they can to get it over the fence in as short amount of time as possible. Speaking of guys, Gunnar Henderson, you know, I'll say this. We've talked at length about how they need to just scrap the in-game interview thing, specifically ESPN. Like maybe some other, like maybe Fox does a better job of it, but ESPN notoriously just, I'm tired. I'm so done with it. So done with it. They played the, I don't know if you were watching the game tonight, and I think it's still currently going on right now, but they had Gunnar on. They had Gunnar mic'd up. And they said, hey, Gunnar, listen up. We got a fan question for you. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, they're going to read off like a Twitter question or whatever. They cut to a video from Colton Cowser where it was something to the effect of like, hey, who's the best at video games on your, or like, who's your go-to partner in video games or something on the team or whatever. And you can tell Gunnar does not hear a word of what the question was about or who made the question. Like they were probably waiting for the laugh from Gunnar. Didn't get it. And then they played this video mid-pitch, so he's doing his like prep hop, and then I guess there was like a ball or something, and then he like disengages from like the play in front of him, and then he was like, who was that? Did I hear that was Cowser? And they're like, yeah, that was your buddy Colton Cowser. He wants to know blah. And they literally just they just repeated the question. I'm like, that's trash. Just another instance of it being a fail.
So bad.
All that to say though, I guess the only time that I would consider the mic'd up in-game useful is when guys are making announcements like this. Gunnar Henderson comes out and says that he is on board, making him the first to announce his entry into the home run derby. So I'm excited, dude. I love
it. Love it.
That's gonna be fun watching him take some hacks.
Super cool. Like it's cool. I think he's already past the stardom of where Julio Rodriguez was before his home run derby performance. I think he's somewhat surpassed that like recognition. But if he wins this thing, like he's creeping into like a top 5 face of baseball type name. You know what I mean? Like we were saying that about Julio after that performance, and then like we expected all these numbers to start happening, and obviously like it's not been great. Even this year, it's been really bad. But Gunnar's like almost kind of proven that he's got the ability, and now he's like, all right, I'll be a superstar. So I like it. I'm a big fan. I'm sure Adley was a little bit of a nudge, right? Because he did it last year, and that insane switch hitter performance that he put on was sick. So I'm stoked.
Yeah, I'm always curious with these guys they just have so much I don't even want to say promise, because Gunner's already showing that like he can get the job done. But like these younger guys that come through, I'm always curious to see like their first time through the Derby. How do they respond? Like is Gunner going to be a guy who, as we very well know, near at the top of the home run leaderboard right now?
20.
I think is he tied with Shohei? I think
He's tied with
tied him yesterday. Like how is he gonna be able to bounce back from this? Because that's the whole issue, you could call it, with players in the home run derbies. Like, hey, I don't want this to. I mean, we were just talking about it. Aaron Judge is like, I'm good. When it's in New York, we can run it back. But until then, and you made the point. Like, for all we know, Aaron Judge might be chasing the actual home run record here. So I don't think he has any time for the home run derby. He doesn't want to run that risk. So a guy like Gunner, and then the other names to follow suit, hopefully soon. Are those going to be? Is that going to be a mix of guys that can bounce back, or are we going to see some of those names maybe hit a little bit of a roadblock post break? Time will tell. But
there's always a few names where it really, it kind of messes things up. You know what I mean? It is exhausting too. You got to remember, these guys, like, they have to kind of prep for it, so there's less days off. So, yeah, I think it'll mess with things a little bit. But this is this is the main attraction. I'd rather watch the Home Run Derby than the All-Star Game. So, like, perfect it.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm genuinely looking forward to our live stream. So I hope you guys can join us, guys and girls, if you're listening, watching. Again, Monday, July 15th, 8 p.m. We might even hop on a little early, because rumor has it that we might be doing some prediction-based giveaways. So we may be on the stream a little early. Maybe if you get in there, you bump up your odds a little bit of of maybe getting some cash or some merch. Time will tell. But I'm genuinely looking forward to that. I think it'd be a good time. Super chill, watching some hopefully 500-foot Mammo tanks. It'd be a good time.
Yeah. I wonder if the roof would be open there. Probably too hot.
Yeah. It's going to be... What do we think the weather was in Dallas, Texas today?
I'm going to say 102.
It was only a high of 100 today.
Must be nice.
I'm getting the excessive heat warning on Google. Severe heat is expected in this area. I'm sure you could probably, weather.com, I'm sure you can probably just keep that notice up for the next 3 months.
It's currently 105 here right now at 6 p.m. It's partly cloudy.
That's disgusting.
Sun ain't even out yet, or at all.
Let's talk about Jose Iglesias. The
Banger.
Mets' latest pop star. Look, before we even get into it, I just want to go on record as saying I like the song.
I do too.
So if you're a Mets fan, listen to this, because I got into it with some Mets fans on my quote graphic that I put up recently, talking about how. What do you mean why?
Mets fans don't like this?
No. So I pulled a quote from last episode where we were talking about the whole Grimace thing, and I said Mets, they're playing well, but we know how this story ends. And then all these people were coming after me talking about like,
Attaboy.
These guys' page engagement must be low, so they revert to talking about the Mets. And I'm like, this isn't speculation, folks. Like, this is just an observation at this point. I'm not like using them as a punching bag. This is just common sense. So I'm really just stating the obvious. So I don't know why you're coming after the engagement, but it's really it's really revealing to me the fact that that Mets fans are so, well, I won't say all, but the ones that I've interacted with, which I would imagine is a healthy percentage of Mets fans, they're a little on edge right now. And I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? You know, again, to quote myself, you know how this story ends. Like, why are you even getting your hopes up?
It's what they do, man. It's what they do.
We've got the grimace thing. We've now got this Jose Iglesias #1 on the Latin Billboard charts thing.
Yeah.
They're latching on to all of these things as they do every year. It's always something. It's either the what was it? Was it a possum? No, a raccoon. It's the raccoon. It's the Diesel Donnie. There's other things I'm blanking on. I've tried to repress them, completely black them out. But again, why? It's just a question of why do they do this to themselves? Enjoy this Jose Iglesias thing for what it is, because it's you and I listened to it before we got on. It's a vibe.
I like it a lot. I'll add it. I'll add it right now. I here's the thing though. I don't normally pat the back of anything Mets. There's a difference when you're having carefree, pressure-free fun. And that looked like pressure-free fun. That video of him doing it on field, stadium's half filled up still, teammates out there running towards him, singing with him. I got like, oh, y'all like really just don't care. You're just here to have fun now. I think that's what it's kind of turned into. Like there is this weird spot in the season where like you feel like you're out of it. You feel like a lot of these teammates could be gone in a few weeks. Let's just go have fun. Let's relax. Like there has to be that conversation. You've heard that comment before of managers or other teammates saying like the pressure's on the other team. The pressure is for them to beat us. Nobody expects us to win, right? And now they're having fun. It's like, I don't know. And this all happened from like things that, this was Brett Beatty being sent down and Jose Iglesias was signed. Am I wrong? Wasn't that the counter move?
Iglesias was signed on, I think like the end of May, like the 31st or something.
And I think it was around when they started shaking things up and sending guys down, right?
That sounds right. Yeah. I mean, just about a month ago.
Yeah. I think that's when they started like kind of shifting stuff around. So it's like, it's cool that, I don't know, man. Props to Iglesias. Dude is entertaining. He's fun. That's a good listen. And I mean, as we all know, probably one of the most underrated defenders we've ever seen.
Yeah, good call. They sent down Christian Scott and Brett Beatty on May 31st. So this would have been one of the corresponding moves.
Yeah.
Bring on the old seasoned vet Jose Iglesias, who is just a guy, like you said, very underrated. Well, I mean, yeah, underrated might be doing a disservice because I feel like at this stage in his career, people know how much value he brings defensively, but it's just a matter of like, what's he going to do with the plate?
I mean, underrated when it comes to like all-time defenders. Like when we're talking like all-time silky with the glove. Like I don't think people mention his name enough.
He's got a glove, man. I tell you what. But like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what he's known for is his glove. But offensively, in 17 games this month, I think this was following today's game. If not, maybe it was entering Sunday. He's hitting .444 with 16 hits, 7 ribbies, and 6 runs scored this month. So like
carefree, man. Carefree. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to have a job at this age. I'm going to a team that there's no expectations. There's something to say about that.
If this doesn't pan out, I can just go platinum.
I'm literally huge popstar. Let's go, dude.
That's crazy. And yeah, that performance at Citi Field, man, shout out to, hey, rag on the Mets all the time. Shout out to the Mets fans sticking around.
Like that looked fun. I would have had fun just witnessing that, being in the stadium. And that's like, there's something happening to where I'm not saying it's going to translate to like a better record or better performance or even them keeping some of these players. But what I am saying is that like I think they're cracking into like almost turning into this skid a little bit. Like the grimace thing, the streak thing, like let your hair down kind of mentality.
But that's the thing though. They always turn into the skid, and that's what leads them to fall on their face.
I don't know. This seems a little different for me. And again, like going back to before, they were manufacturing things when there was pressure, when there were expectations. There's none now. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so they to your question of whether or not this translates to success, they call up Jose Iglesias, or they add Jose Iglesias to the roster May 31st. Since June 1st, and I don't know, this does not include today. So we'll add, I think they actually took the L today. So since then, they are 16-8. And
yeah,
then I think I saw since at the 2nd of June, I think I saw that they were 10 games under 500, and they're now 1 game under 500.
Confirmed.
So,
lost to the Mets today.
Yeah, I think it was an extra innings loss today.
That was embarrassing.
But why was there like a hockey ad on here on this page that I'm looking at? What, that was like some subliminal messaging here or something. I don't know. But yeah, the month of June was rather kind to the Mets. I don't know. Going back to your point, I don't know if this is going to translate long term, but
Probably
at least to date, since they called up Jose Iglesias, it's worked out pretty well. And for the record, I wanted to play it, but because this is like a legitimate song now and not just some like little ditty he threw together, it's like I wasn't joking. It's less than 24 hours after the performance on Friday at Citi Field, it jumped to #1 of all Latin songs on iTunes.
Yeah.
So like if I played it on here, it'd probably get flagged. So trying not to do that.
Sure.
But if you haven't listened to it, go look it up. His stage name, I don't know if I mentioned, Candelita. So search that. Isn't that like, is that little candle, little light? Hold on. Candelita in English. No, I don't want Italian.
It's not anything, is it? Is it just a name?
Hold on. No, it gave me the Italian to English translation. So that must also be an Italian word. Spanish to English is tea light. Yeah, so like little light. Yeah, tea light is one of those like little tiny flame lights. Yeah, basically little light.
Don't love it, but hey, it sounds way better in Spanish. So keep sending it.
I mean, he's got a top 1 iTunes song, and we
That's
don't.
true.
So
and I don't have one of those.
I'm not even gonna hate. So yeah,
not yet anyway. Not yet. I'm working on it.
Not yet. So yeah, so pull that up on Spotify, whatever you listen to, and check out the song. It's a bop. Not gonna lie. I'm adding it to the beach playlist. I'll tell you that.
Are you?
Oh, that was. But last thing here before we move on, you were asking about the lyrics. I found a Reddit thread where somebody immediately, I guess it was like immediately after the performance, somebody went to Reddit and was like, can a Spanish speaker please translate the lyrics to OMG so us English speaking brethren can join in on the fun? OMG, I'm such a dork on Reddit says, okay, so my Spanish isn't great, but the closed captioning on the official video helps. Here's what I can make out. And then she says, actually one of the comments on here, which I read to you already, was somebody chimed in. It was like, I believe OMG stands for oh my God. So we're making good progress there with the translation. But OMG, I'm such a dork said that it translates loosely to oh my God, throw everything bad away. Oh my God, grant me health and prosperity. I have nothing, but I'm happy. Only memories live in me, dreams to fulfill, and I'm going to do it. It might be crazy, but it's not lazy. Until I achieve them, I'll follow them. When all the planets align for me, my wallet won't be empty. May good luck visit me to help all my people. And it goes on and on. But a very, very positive song. So I'm absolutely adding this to the beach playlist. Fantastic. Without a doubt.
Fantastic.
Big fan.
Do you run the tunes at the beach?
I don't. It's all Meredith, but it's I think at this point, like if I've got some that I want to add, I just little collaborative effort there. Just
Paige kind of takes over the tunes pretty often as well. I don't hate it. I was just curious. I think I fought it in the beginning when I was like, whatever, you do you.
It is what it is, but I can tell you what, OMG.
I'm gonna play it for her when we're done. Yeah, I'm gonna play it for her. She's gonna like it.
It's a bop. Let's talk a little Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber. Nothing too deep to get into here. Both of them, crazy enough, going on the IL the same day. They both got injured. What was that I think it was the last day we recorded. Or no, it was the day after we recorded last. It was on Thursday, I believe. Harper with the hammy, and then Schwarber, I think, was a groin strain. So neither of those are really fun. But they, as I mentioned, both to the IL. They did avoid any major injury here, I think, because they both got sent to the 10 days. So should hopefully be a minimal timeout for both these guys. But the Phillies, I would say, dodged a bullet here. Schwarber, however, didn't quite give us the June Schwarber month that we've come to expect. I mean, I think when he went down, he had amassed 6 home runs. He was hitting 267 in the month of June, which I don't really pay attention to average that much with Schwarber anyway, but he was hitting 267.
That's actually a pretty good average for him.
Yeah, but he only had 6 home runs, 14 ribbies, and 17 runs scored in 23 games. I feel like he usually gives us a little more than 6 bops, but either way, it's still not a guy you want to lose. But then one of the NL MVP candidates, Bryce Harper, on the other hand, he's been having a heck of a year, but avoid, as I mentioned, any major damage. It sounds like he's good to go. I don't know if they have an exact timetable on like what his.
Why do I feel like hammies are basically like at least 2 weeks of no running, like nothing, and then you get back to baseball activities. We're gonna get the baseball activities notification.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he said it himself. He doesn't like giving himself. He doesn't like putting timetables on himself. But this is also the guy that came back from like TJ in like 3 days. So I don't know. We'll probably see him back sooner than we think. But like I said, a blow for the Phillies, but I would venture to say it could have been a lot worse. So
this is what I was talking about, though. This is what I mentioned, and you gave me some heat about it. I'm sure the comments did as well. But I talked about how like the Phillies aren't super deep. They're not super deep, and you have some aging stars. And that, to me, is what gives me like this, I just don't know if you have what it takes to make the full run. And honestly, I think if the Braves were even somewhat healthier, this would be a bigger issue than it is. This 8-game cushion at the moment is nice and all, but they don't give me enough to give me the stamp of approval.
That's wild. I mean, I hear you.
You can go far on vibes alone. You can go far. Don't get me wrong, and you can for sure go far with stars like this. But it's just like
But that's the thing though. Like, call me crazy. I haven't been getting the same like Phillies dancing on my own type vibes this year as opposed to like in comparison to the last 2 or 3 years. And maybe that's just because I haven't been paying as close enough attention, but it just doesn't. It seems like they're more so just going out and playing.
When's the last time
winning baseball?
Yeah, they're for sure like winning. I think they're doing well in the regular season. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? Like, this is a team that normally is like, I'm going to prove you wrong when October flips in, and And then they do. And especially towards like the chirping with the Braves fans where they're like, have the division lead all you want. We're still coming for you kind of mentality. Now it's like, it's the opposite. Roles have reversed. These guys are a year older. There's definitely been some injuries. I'm just waiting. That's all. I feel like Rangers starting to come back to earth a little bit as well.
Well, I think we talked about that in the moment when it was going on. Like he wasn't gonna sustain that.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. They're gonna be fine, and they're gonna make a run. I just don't know if it's all the way to hoisting.
That sounds like Nate in the fantasy league.
For sure does.
Oh,
for sure does.
I didn't mean that. You've assembled a good squad. Maybe a little unethically, but it's all right.
Hey now.
Let's talk Vladdy Jr. Been just mashing baseballs as of late. Honestly, I don't know. All right, let's think about this. His last 9 or 10 games, it probably falls right in line with this conversation. The haircut, but this conversation that we heard about that he had with his dad about setting him down, and with the trade rumors swirling a little bit, having a conversation with old Pops being like, hey, let's tone down the Yankee hate a little bit. Like there's a good chance you could end up there. There's a chance you just end up somewhere maybe you don't really want to be, but you're going to need to be a professional because that's what you are. You get paid to do this.
Yeah.
And just worry about going out there and doing what you can control on your own. If there's any sort of parallel there, like any sort of correlation with the time frame, it would make sense because in his last 9 games entering today, hitting 432, 16 hits, 6 home runs, 20 ribbies, and 9 runs scored. Again, in his last 9 games entering today.
Entering today? Because I think he had a couple knocks and a couple ribs today as well.
No, I think the Jays only put up 1 today. I went back and looked. I think he maybe had a hit. I was too lazy to update the.
Yeah, he's 1 for 2. Good call.
The averages, but or the average, the numbers themselves hadn't updated when I checked, so I just went off entering today.
297 now.
He's picking it up a little bit, and what I was going to mention is I read that he set a Blue Jays record by going 6 consecutive games with 2 or more RBI. He had 19 ribbies in that stretch. Because I think, what was it? Friday, Saturday, he drove in like 6, I think. Was that did he have a grand slam?
No.
Was that this weekend? Am I mixing him up with somebody else? I could have sworn he hit a grand slam.
No.
No?
No. He did have 6 RBIs, though.
Yep, sure didn't have a grand slam. Thought he did.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Wyatt Langford just hit for the cycle.
Hey-oh. What I was going to say is the Vladdy stuff. I think there's more to that dad conversation. And I think the part of the conversation that we're not going to ever hear or confirm is one of his comments was said it's a business, right? And I think a part of that conversation was like, look, the Blue Jays don't owe you anything. Like, yes, you've had these comments about the Yankees. Like, yes, you've said you'd never play there and rent-free, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? And I don't think the conversation was, hey, you never know, the Yankees could need you. I think it opens up the whole conversation of don't close any doors because the Blue Jays don't owe you anything. And they're not going anywhere this year. And so, like, go eat. Like, make sure you keep eating. Like, there's no guaranteed contract. Well,
maybe not.
Yeah. We lost some weight in the haircut, though. But it
for
was
sure.
like, don't sit here and just rely on the contract you've been seeking, or the comfort or the safety or the longevity that you've been seeking with the Blue Jays, because it seems like they've started to become somewhat directionless. So it's like, go let it eat and go get your bag and prove who you are. And it seems like it's working. And it's like the complacency seems to have gone away. And I think that was a part of the conversation of don't get too comfortable. You really haven't accomplished enough yet. And you never know what you could accomplish in a different uniform and a different opportunity. And I'm not saying specifically that about the Yankees. I'm saying that for anyone. And there's plenty of teams out there that are going to be shopping for a power bat. Like there's plenty of teams. There's plenty of teams that need a first baseman or a DH. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. I think even with the Yankees series that we saw this weekend, he showed out. And it's kind of was a little bit of like maybe a tryout thing. I watched the game today, and this ball's running in and like clipping guys on hands and wrists and stuff and forearms. I think it's starting to like churn some stuff in dugouts. And so it happened to Vladdy today. He caught it on the hand from Cole, and it was like a 2-0 fastball. At least maybe that was the other at bat. I don't know. But like enough for like the trainer to come out and like feel it out, like all good. And he goes back to first base, and Cole like waits and like is waiting the whole time before he gets to first base. And he's like, hey, like that's my bad. Like you're good. So it wasn't intentional, but you could see how like, I think 2 weeks ago, pre-dad conversation, Yanks come into your place, you're hot, you're starting this series, and you get hit on the hands. I think we've seen old school Vladdy be like a little immature about that scenario. And I think today it was almost like, you know what? I think I'm okay with this. I'm good. Like, yeah, I know it wasn't intentional. Like it was like you could see like a rational, there wasn't like this rage that you would guess or this assumption that he would have towards the Yankees.
He's already a Yankee. That's exactly what that is.
Part of me really hates it, and part of me is ready for it. The Blue Jays did respond, by the way. Gosman hit Judge in the ribs, and Judge ate it, and business was business. Just like the policing that we root for. You know what I mean? Let it just be a thing.
Let's not give Gosman too much credit. He's been kind of booty cheeks this season.
No, it's for sure on purpose. It was the next inning.
He may have just
for sure a response.
He may have just not spotted up because he's had his moments this year, but it's not the Gosman that we knew last year, even years prior. So
but anywho,
right. It probably was. But
back to the whole point of this. I think we're in this spot where he's not the only one that's almost trying out. These are tryouts right now. And if you are on a team where it seems like the season's a little bit over, i.e., like a Pete Alonso, right? Like you got guys that are potentially trying out for a new opportunity. And I'm curious to see if it actually goes down. I'm really curious.
It just at this point it makes too much sense.
He can't really grow facial hair, so that's like the box is already checked. Maybe that was the reason behind the haircut. Uh-oh. Maybe a lot of can of worms are getting open right now.
Oh my goodness. Where is this going? Vladdy is going to be a Yankee by the end of the night at this rate. Let's talk.
I can't stand him. I can't do it. I can't get on board.
You'll get on board. You're going to have a Vladdy by a week after the deadline. You're going to have a Vladdy jersey in your closet. Don't even front like you wouldn't. That you're not.
Reminds me, I got to pick out a jersey.
Whatever. Let's talk James Wood call up. Nationals are calling up top prospect James Wood to make his debut Monday, depending on when you're listening to this. Monday. I believe they're at home, so that'll be cool. A little bit of home cooking. And if you recall, if that name sounds familiar, But you're like, James Wood, why does that sound familiar? He was part of the Juan Soto package that the Padres sent to the Nationals for Juan Soto. Also in that mix, we had C.J. Abrams, Mackenzie Gore.
One more.
I'm blanking on it. Who was it?
One more. Definitely one more.
This is gonna bother me. I gotta look it up.
Woods also tore it up in spring training too. Like he kind of came onto the scene in spring training, and I think there was a lot of baseball names that were like, "Hey, might as well just give him a shot. Let him break camp." You know what I mean?
It's actually a bigger deal than I remember. The Padres got Soto and Josh Bell. Nats got Luke Voigt, C.J. Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, Robert Hassel III, James Wood, and is that Yarlin Sasana?
Sure.
With a J?
Sure.
Jarlin Sasana. Yeah, you mentioned his numbers. Specifically with the AAA Rochester Red Wings, he's hitting .353 with 10 jacks, 37 ribbies in 52 games.
Should have been up a while ago.
And this was, he also, with the 10 homers and 10 stolen bases that he's got, I saw a note that said he is one of 19 players to reach double digits in both of those categories at the minors or at AAA. And he did that missing nearly a month. Because if you remember, I think it threw off his call-up timetable a little bit because he went down there for, basically a month back in late May, and obviously missed a good chunk of time, but he's still putting the numbers up even given that. So I'm excited, dude.
He's super unassuming when you see him. Like he's super tall, but like when you see him in the box, I'm like, you kind of look like a PO, dude. Like you kind of look like a pitcher in the box. Like you don't give me like this power hitter stance kind of thing. And then you see some highlights and you're like, oh, this guy's got massive pop. Massive pop.
One of 3 position players in Major League Baseball now, assuming the call-up goes successfully and he makes it to the park without tripping and falling. When he puts on that uniform, he'll be one of 3 position players, 6'7", joining Aaron Judge and O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah.
Some big boys.
Yeah. He's
some big boys.
I think he can run a little bit too. Not like O'Neal Cruz, but I think he can run.
Those 10 stolen bases. I mean, having missed that time, he's shown you a little bit of what he can do.
I'd be excited if I'm a Nationals fan.
That's what I've been saying, man. People are like, where is it? It's just wait. Yeah. This is the Nationals, at least in my humble opinion, are in a position where it's like they've got some name, like they've got some names in the hopper. It's just a matter of waiting. You're not in a position like some of these other teams across the league where you just have no future. To use a word you used earlier in the episode, like directionless. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, I don't think that applies to the Nationals. It's just a matter of waiting till the pieces get together. That
the window ain't there.
They start meshing a little bit.
2 years. Give it 2 years, and I think there's going to be another conversation about it. Yeah, and I mean, like, imagine Abrams and Dylan Cruz up the middle. Get James Wood at first. Like, there's some stuff cooking. I like what they're doing.
I'm excited to get Cruz up there too. That'll make going to Nats games fun again.
He's been struggling a little bit.
I think so.
Yeah, needs some time.
But he got called up though. I thought
he did, but yeah, it's been
struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's like his first time struggling. You know what I mean? It's got to be tough when you see your boy and Paul Skeens like just breaking into the scene like effortlessly, it seems. It's got to be a little tough, especially when you go 1-2, your teammates, and there's a little bit of like a struggle. He'll be all right though.
Also, when you're talking up the middle with Cruz, you're talking spine, right? Like because he's
yeah.
Okay, just to make sure. Because I'm like, that would, if they're thinking about putting Cruz at second base or something.
And I like
that.
I
That's
like
going to make an
Keibert
interesting
too.
infield.
I don't know how long Keibert will be sticking around, but I do like him. And then who's that third baseman? Is Carter Kieboom like still a thing?
He's Ed's out of the picture.
It's all done.
Yeah, they made. I think they cut him, didn't they, or release him or whatever.
What do they got going on at third? Anything
Yeah,
cooked up there?
At third,
Yeah.
honestly, I can't say that I know what their future at third base looks like.
Let me see. I had their prospect list. Brady House, third ranked prospect.
Oh yeah,
He's in Double A, 6'4", 208.
Yeah,
He
some
was-
people excited about him.
11th overall pick in 2011. Timeline's looking like 2025. They're cooking. They're cooking. Just relax. It's coming.
2025, 2026. It's
Why
gonna
do
be
I
fun.
think James Wood played first base?
No man, he's
Am I stupid?
in the outfield.
Guess I'm stupid.
I thought you said outfield earlier. I thought we were on the
I
same
don't
page
know.
here.
I'm all over the place.
It's Sunday.
Sunday. Worked all weekend. I've worked for 10 straight days, whatever it's been.
Got the Sunday scaries. Hey, let's alleviate the Sunday scares a little bit. Let's take a game break here.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a game
no
break.
music. No music. No music.
No,
You mess with us way
no
too
music.
much.
No
Okay.
music. No music. Music. No music. No music.
Yeah, guy?
This is round 2. For those who remember, last week or last episode, we took a stab at the. It's basically name the player, but some people were actually wondering what the deal was in the comments today on the clip that I posted from last episode. They're like, what's the goal here? Basically, for this version of Guess That Player, we each pick a name. Usually they're just completely random. And then based on the 2 names that we pick, you have to then each make a pick that has something that kind of draws a
Some type of
connection between those
correlation.
two. Yeah.
The ultimate goal is to say the same name.
The same name at the same time. And our stipulation, I think that we added last episode, was that we wanted to do it in 10 guesses
Yeah.
or less.
Yeah. Also, where we messed up last time, no restating names.
What do you
That's
mean?
out.
What did we do?
I think I said Trout twice. I think you said Judge
I
twice.
said Judge twice. Yeah.
Yeah. So none
That's
of that.
fair.
If the name is out, the name is out. You know what I mean?
Fair. That's fair. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You ready? I got a name. I'm good.
Can somebody? I don't even know how you would calculate this, but I would love to know the odds. Oh, there has to be a way. You just take every major league player that's ever existed. I want to know the odds of what it would be to guess on the first time around the same name. Like, are we talking like lotto odds there? Are we talking better odds? I mean, it's not going to happen. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Let me pick a guy here. Okay.
Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1. Austin
Tomey.
Riley.
Okay.
All right, that's one guess. I don't even know what connection you're drawing between those two. Three, 2, 1. Manny
Jones.
Ramirez.
What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Who did you say?
Chipper Jones.
Oh, Chipper Jones.
I was thinking like lefty, also a third baseman.
Yeah, it was way better. I don't know why I went Manny there.
Yeah,
It makes
you went rogue there.
No sense. Yeah. All right. So I said
Manny,
Manny.
and Chipper Jones. Manny and Chipper Jones.
Manny and Chipper.
Okay.
You
Come
don't
on.
have a
Come
name.
on. You got to get here. You got to get here. Oh, you're going to be so mad if you don't get here. I have so much logic right now. It is stupid. Wait, what were the names? Chipper Jones and
Manny and Chipper. Ramirez.
Maybe I don't have that much of a connection, actually. I was wrong.
Yeah, there's no way you would have come up with it.
No,
that
I was
fast.
still on the Jim Tomey train. That's where
I can't think
actually
of any connection there.
I don't know what I was. But I think you can get here. I believe in you.
Manny and Chipper. Dude, we got to get out of the 90s. Like
I think you can do this. Come on. Come on. You ready?
Dude, I have nothing.
All right. Well, I have something.
Okay.
right.
3, 2, 1.
Michael.
Alex Rodriguez.
Okay. See, now we're getting somewhere.
All right, so we got
things down.
That's 3. Alex Rodriguez and Mike Lowell. Okay, well, I've got a guy, but you're gonna have to just work with those names.
Hold on. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Kevin
Derek
Millar.
Jeter. All right. You said
right.
Kevin Millar?
Yeah.
All right. We don't lose this. This is
Okay.
as close as we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Don't
What
go
is
off
it? Is
the
that
rails
4?
here.
Is that
That's 4. At least I'm counting. Don't lose this. Don't go off the rails here.
Kevin Millar and
said-
Derek Jeter.
Come on. Okay. Dude, come on. This is so easy. I thought about it for like 3 seconds. This is so easy. Come on. Think.
Why? What's the correlation there?
Think. So we said Kevin Millar
Yeah. And Derek Jeter.
and Derek Jeter. Dude, come on. This is so easy.
It is.
It's right there. You're gonna
It is.
kick yourself. Think.
Okay. I think I got it. But
I
I'm not sure.
don't. I don't think you do,
I don't think I do. Are you ready?
dude.
I don't think I got it. I don't think I got it.
This is the closest we're gonna get.
But it's gonna get us. We're gonna stay in that. I know I'm not
Are we
going
s-
too wide here. I'm
Are
not
we
too
still
wide.
at 4? Or
We're still
did
at 4. This is 5.
This is 5. Okay. Derek Jeter, Kevin Millar.
Yeah. Ready?
3, 2, 1. Dave
Kevin
Roberts.
Youkilis.
No.
I see where you got. I see where you got that.
My!
I see
One
where
of
you
the
got
most
that.
iconic plays in the
For sure.
rivalry. Direct correlation.
For sure.
Kevin Millar takes the walk, pinch
see what- I
run,
see what you
Dave
did.
Roberts, attempted tag attempt by Derek Jeter. Come on, man.
I see what
right
you did.
there.
I see what you did. So you have Dave Roberts, and now we have Kevin Youkilis.
Youkilis. Sick. We lost it. That's 5.
Boy.
Unreal. You've lost me now.
All right. I think I got it.
No, you don't. Okay. All right. Kevin Youkilis and Dave Roberts.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll throw a name out there. I don't think I got it. All right, so this is 6.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Justin
Pedro
Turner.
Martinez. Okay. Oh,
You don't hate
got
that,
one.
right? You don't hate that.
I got one, but this is a risk, dude. This can really throw us off the rails here. But think
Justin
Turner
and
Pedro Martinez.
What?
I wish I could give a hint, but I can't.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to take that risk, because if I take that leap, we're screwed. There's no coming
You
back.
have
from
that's
that.
it's a big leap.
Well, it's a connection between the two, but it's it's if we miss it, there's no you just can't come back from it.
Justin Turner and Pedro.
Yeah.
There's a connection.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, here's the thing. We either like play it safe or I take this. Well, it doesn't matter because if you don't take the leap, it's irrelevant. But we'll just have to try to fight back with 4 guesses or 3 guesses left after that because this is going to be 7.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Are you going to the Mets? Are you going to the the Blue Jays?
Pedro Martinez. Not
I was thinking like
Vladdy.
Montreal, you know what I mean?
No.
Like, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I
Like
see
Montreal,
okay.
Toronto.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Oh,
so we're at
boy.
That was number 6. So we got 4 left.
Justin Turner and Pedro Martinez.
Pedro Martinez.
And Justin Turner. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
No, you're not going to. Okay. You want to do this?
All right, we're going to do this.
It's going to throw us off the rails. And then we'll have, like I said, we're going to have 3 guesses left after that. All right. So we've done 6. This is going to be 7. 3, 2, 1.
David
Ramon
Ortiz.
Martinez. His literal dad pitched for the Dodgers. Justin Turner is basically like
that's crazy, bro.
a Dodger legend. I know. That's why I said it's a leap, and we're not coming back from it if I take that leap. So I don't even know why I did that.
I did the whole like Dominican, DH, Red Sox. That's where my dots were.
Hey, fair logic. But I also had a little bit of logic with mine too. I wasn't just taking a shot in the dark.
Oh my!
All right. Well, if I hadn't already
Ortiz.
used Pedro, like this is the lock. But now I got to figure out a way around the not being able to use the same name.
All right.
Caveat. All right. So we're 7 deep. We got 3 left.
We're basically on the Dodgers and a Red Sox and a DH.
Well, we can't
pitcher.
run. We can't run through our logic. This isn't how this works. You just have to think about it. Think about it. I've got, what did I say? I said Ramon Martinez, and you said David Ortiz.
All right,
we got
I'm good.
3 guesses left. No, you're not.
I got one.
All right, I got a name.
All right. Do you have a name?
Ooh, I could go a couple ways here. I feel like you might actually have one of these names.
Okay, that's what I like.
Which one should I go with? Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. All right.
Okay.
We got 3 guesses left. 3, 2, 1.
Albert
Steve
Pujols.
Pierce. Oh my God. Oh man. World Series MVP against the Dodgers. Steve Pierce. I thought that's where you're going.
I don't
sort
know.
of like a power bat.
I
David
was
Ortiz.
thinking like the DH. The Dodgers don't have too many DHs that you can name, so that's why I was going there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you said who'd you say? Steve Pierce and Albert Pujols. Okay.
Oh my.
I mean, you could be talking about 2 different guys.
Yeah.
We got what? 2 guesses left?
2 guesses left.
Oh my gosh.
This is gonna be just shot in the dark.
All right. You know what? Just throw a name out there, forget the connection, and maybe we'll just take one stab at it for the we'll try to make one connection. Because
we're ditching all the work, huh? That's what you're saying?
You want to try to make a connect? You want to try to draw a connection between Steve Pierce and Albert Pujols? Please be my guest. You can think on it first.
I have one. It's just it's a pretty big leap. It's hard to get there. It's real hard to get there, but
Okay, I'll throw out a name.
all right.
All right. 3,
All right.
2, 1.
David
Mark
Freese.
McGuire. Ooh. Okay. All right. We got one chance to do this here.
Okay.
We're talking.
Okay.
Okay. Can we do this? We're 0-1 record-wise.
Where'd you go with the Mark McGuire thing?
Well, I had literally just said like Steve Pierce power bat, and then you had said
that's why
Pujols.
I went like, give me the Cardinal and then give me like a World Series crazy performance like Steve Pierce. That's
Ooh, okay.
yeah.
We've had more logic this time around, I think,
Yeah.
than last game.
I agree.
All right, we got one guess left.
So I got David Freese and you've got Mark McGuire.
Mark McGuire, David Freese.
David Freese and Mark McGuire. I think I can get there. I think you can too.
You've said that for the previous 9 guesses, pretty much.
Well, there's a big one that they have in common.
All right, well, don't be giving me hints here. This is our last guess here. All right, Steve Pierce
No.
or David Freese and Mark McGuire.
I think you can get here. Come on now.
David, I feel like I'm gonna kick myself for this one. David Freese and Mark McGuire.
Come on. Come on.
What are we talking about here? Dude, I don't know what connection you're drawing here. Where are you trying to get me to? David Freese and Mark McGuire. We've already mentioned a couple Cardinals. David Freese. What do these guys have in common? David Freese and Mark McGuire. Obviously the team, but I'm thinking like
Just think.
oh no.
You got it?
Uh
I think you got it. I think you got it. Come on. This is our last guess.
But didn't we say, hold on, I got to confirm something real quick. It's not cheating because I don't even know what you're going to say.
Didn't we say what?
Nothing. All right, I got a guy.
Okay.
Oh, is this it?
I think
Is
it
this
is.
it?
I think it is.
No, we say that every time. We never end up on the same thing. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Scott
Tony La
Rowland.
Russa. I thought Tony La Russa. That was the better option, if we're being honest.
Probably was. It probably was.
That's the
I
tighter.
dropped the ball on the Dave Roberts one. This one's on me.
Yeah, man.
That's a big one.
I hate to say, but in the post
But
game
you
wrap,
see what I'm doing? Like I'm almost like
yeah,
I grab like the guy's team and then one guy's position, and I kind of just find a name that maybe has something in a line with each other.
we'll
See
get
what
on.
I'm saying? That's my logic.
We'll get better, but you got to take the
This
fall
one's on
for
me.
the
This
Dave
one's on
Roberts
me.
thing. Hey, we're
Hands up.
0-2 now. We're 0-2.
To hand up there.
We got to right the ship next episode. All right. Last item before we get out of here. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game finalists have been presented, if you will. The voting is now open. Not that we necessarily need to run through the ballot.
Do you want to?
Yeah, let's run through the ballot. Just real
Whatever,
quick.
right? Whatever.
We're just talking ball. All right. Looking at first base.
Please hold. You're gonna get
Speaking of which, first base for the National League, Bryce Harper as the top vote getter in the National League with 3,277,920 votes.
pretty good.
Then in the American League, the top vote getter and I think top vote receiver altogether, Aaron Judge, 3,425,309 votes. So we are now at the finalist stage. And as a reminder, so you're basically picking who starts for these positions. The pitchers and reserves, however, will be determined through, quote, a combination of player ballot choices and selections made by the commissioner's office. So that's what we're working with.
Okay. Rapid fire this puppy.
Rapid fire. First base for the American League, a name we've already mentioned. We're going Vladdy.
Give me Vlad.
It's really righted the ship, I will say. Second base, American League. As we mentioned, Harper's already in it first, so that's covered. American League second baseman. I feel like you got to go Tubes.
I mean, I think he missed a lot of time. So for him to have these numbers, some of them are inflated. Like I feel like the average and the OPS are inflated, but the fact that he still got 13 jacks and Marcus Semien played all year. Like give me Altuve.
Has he?
Yeah, Semien doesn't miss games.
Okay. Must be thinking Seager
did. Seager missed some time, but I don't think Semien did.
Getting that's mixed up. Second base for the National League.
I'm going Cattell, bro.
I'm going Cattell Marte. Yeah.
Like I think if Arias was hitting like 330 or above, that would be a pretty big gap. But 314, it's like, that's great. Don't get me wrong, but
314.
Marte's having
garbage.
A year.
It really is.
You remember when we did we used to do player position like rankings before our hot takes and episode drop every year, and we put those posts out, and then like so many people we just got tired of doing it. You remember when we had Cattell Marte as a top 10 second
whenever
baseman?
I think about those rankings we did, this is the guy I think of every time. I'm like,
every time. We
just knew, like the numbers were there. Like I think it was just because at the time he was playing for the D-backs, and this was obviously a pre-World Series appearance for the D-backs, and just wasn't getting the right respect. I'm glad to see he's getting
he had
some
like
shine.
A little weird stint in center field for a sec, and then they were like, "Oh, we don't know what to do with you," kind of thing. And then he came back to second base, and ever since he's been back, he's like been a stud, and everyone was hating on us for that. But
just lighten it up.
Yeah,
I should pull that back up. I should run through some old comments. Third base for the AL. I feel like it's pretty easy.
76 RBIs.
That's crazy.
That's huge.
I did not realize he had that many RBIs. That's insane, huge. Dude. 76, and it's not even July. Well, depending upon when you're listening to this, it might be. But
shout out Jordan Westbrook though, like that deserves some love. Like you're doing some stuff. That's not just fandom. Like I'm impressed.
And that's not an easy. That's a tall order for Jordan Westbrook to come into the mix with some of these other young. Yeah, I mean, the whole team is basically young stars, but like kind of like
I like him a lot. He's got like a no nonsense way he plays. I like him a lot.
Big fan.
Just seems like a gamer.
Giving the nod to J Ram. Third base for the National League. I'm going Alec Boehm. Having a heck of a year. Shortstop. Oh, for the American League. I hate it, but I gotta go.
Only because Gunner. These last few weeks, the stretch has been absurd for Gunner. So, but Bobby Witt ain't no schlub. You know what I mean?
What if Gunner just hit 50 jacks at one point in his career?
I think he will this year.
You think he'll do it?
I think he'll do it this year.
That's crazy, dude. He's at 26, but
I think he will.
We already passed. We just hit the midway point recently, right? Or I think we're there right now, right?
Not.
Yeah. No, the Mets are 40 and 41. I mentioned it earlier in the episode, so we're right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows, man? Maybe he'll do it.
Yeah.
National League. Well,
this is depressing. This is depressing. Why is Trey Turner a finalist?
I'm not here to dispute. I mean, we could talk snubs and guys that are on here that should be on here all day, but I mean, the honor itself.
Games has he played?
Well, yeah, true. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about the fact that Mookie's out for the entire month of July. So
No,
that's what
I was thinking
taking into account.
Trey. I was thinking Trey missing a ton of time.
Oh,
and being
sure,
like,
sure. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Willie Adamas. I don't know. Tovar out in Colorado. Like,
Okay, well, look
know
at
what I
the
mean?
rest. Look at the rest of the ballot, and you tell me. Alec Boehm's on there. Trey Turner, JT Realmuto, Nick Castellanos,
Yeah.
Kyle Schwarber, Brandon Marsh.
yeah.
So
Just
that's
a
more
loud
of a
fan
Philly
base.
fandom thing.
Yeah. I just think there's some deserving names that should be up there. That's a snub spot for me. But
fair.
yeah, Mookie, because of the honors. You earned it.
Yep. I agree. Catcher for the AL.
Oh, this is tough.
That is tough, man. Those are.
I'm going Sal Perez because Adley's gonna have plenty more time.
No, I'm not. I'm not just giving it to him because he's old, man.
Sally.
No,
100%.
because no, Sal's had his run. He's been given his flowers time and time again.
No.
Adley's the kind of guy that by the end of his career, well, then again, it doesn't. All-star appearances don't even matter anymore with the way the voting works. But I want Adley to be a guy that, like, you look back on his career and go, Adley Rutschman had 47 All-Star appearances.
Boo.
We gotta start now.
We'll see him again next year.
We gotta keep it going.
See him again next year. There's no other AL catcher that's ever going to get the voting that Adley's going to get for the rest of his career.
That's fine, but if you're going based off the numbers that are right here in front of our face, he literally is better in every category. Better average or higher average, more home runs, more RBIs, and a higher OPS. So other than the fact that
You have a
Sal's,
higher OPS? I have a higher OPS for Sal. It says 824 to 821.
Oh, it must have not updated after tonight's game because it's showing me 828 for Adley. I don't care. I'm going Adley.
Sal Perez.
I'm not falling for that. National League catcher, William Contreras, JT Realmuto. JT missed some time. Is missing some time. What's his deal again?
He's out. He had the surgery, didn't he?
Oh,
Was there surgery involved?
did he? I thought he missed it. Dude, there's
Maybe
been
no
so many
surgery.
injuries.
I know. I can't keep him straight anymore. I'm going William anyway.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Right
Talk about
knee.
being higher and everything else.
I think it was right knee surgery.
William. This isn't rapid fire.
No, you're the one like, hey, Sal Perez because he's old and we need to show him his respect.
That's a gut feel. That's a
Make
rapid fire gut feel.
Make the pick and go. All right, American League outfield. We got Judge. Judge is already in. I mean, well, we're gonna put Soto in there.
Give me Quan. I want Quan.
I mean,
I want Quan. I think Tucker's just cooled way down.
he has.
I don't know if he's hit. I think it's been a few weeks since he's hit a home run.
I don't know if it's been that long.
It's been a while. I remember he was at 19, and I think Judge was at like 21 at one point. I think it's been a while for
That's fair.
old Tuck. But Quan's missed some time. But he's hitting 368.
Yeah, give me Quan. Like that's. I'm not always gonna make my picks based off a guy's average, but that's so insane that it's like, okay,
even
I am
better
gonna.
part. Here's a better part of the argument, because if you go back to Luis Ariz, if we're going average only, he's had a 738 OPS at the moment.
Quan's at 961.
Yeah.
Or OPS 961.
Yeah. Quan rocking that kind of OPS deserves mad respect.
I don't even know if he's eligible for the batting title right now, though. That's the thing. We talked about this last episode.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
But still.
But whatever, we're here.
But we talked about it. It's not just the average with him. He's changed his approach. You went into depth a little bit about it. He's the pop is there.
Reverse numbers that don't make any sense. He's doing some stupid stuff, and he never strikes out.
NL outfield
Changing the game.
Nick Castellanos, talking about guys that shouldn't be on here. Nick Castellanos is sporting an OPS of 675.
Yeah,
Don't know what we're doing there. I'm putting Profar on there. Give me
I want Profar, I want Tatis, and I want it's between Teoscar and Yelich for me.
Yeah, but Teoscar's like he's got the pop, but the average.
He's got that lineup too. He's got that lineup. Give me Yelich. I don't even know if Yelich has played that much. Has he been healthy the whole time? What else are you looking at?
That NL outfield is just not.
It's not
it for me. I mean, Profar is having a storybook year for himself, but comparatively, the outfield is cheeks compared to the AL.
And we're done. DHs are over.
DHs are over. We're going Jordan and Shohei. Review picks. I'm not a robot. Check the box. Submit your vote. Oh, I got to enter my name and postal code.
Did you save all this stuff?
I'm going to do that later.
Get the autofill. I won't come back to this, so I'm doing it right now.
All right, that'll do it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're on live, appreciate you listening. If you're just maybe a day late catching up, we appreciate you all nonetheless. As a reminder, tune in, make plans to hang out with yours truly, Kyle and Nate. The night of the Home Run Derby, we'll be doing a live stream Monday, July 15th at 8 p.m. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be talking ball. We're going to be chatting it up with you all in the chat. We're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be giving away maybe some cash, maybe some merch, all-star merch.
I'm going to have some whiskey. I'm going to have some whiskey. That's what I'm going to do. Sip on a little whiskey if you're that kind of guy.
BYOB, whatever. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be watching some mamos.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with baseball fans. Make plans to be there. That's all I got.
Fun fact. Did you know that pretzels are the oldest snack in history? Don't go chasing curveballs.
We love you all, and as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.